Emily, and today I'm going to be doing the booktube newbie tag because I am a newbie at this point. So I decided to start this channel because I actually got into graduate studies, and I've heard that graduate studies are much smaller and more intimate, and you're kind of expected to actually speak. And I am notoriously mute in my larger university lectures. Like, I don't think I've actually spoken outside of a mandatory presentation. So I decided that doing this channel would be a way to become comfortable kind of giving my thoughts on the things that I'm reading. It's not quite the same as speaking to people in person, but I figured just becoming in the practice of speaking about what I'm reading would be good for me. And also, I vaguely thought about using, because people are always like, what are you gonna do with your English major? Your totally useless degree. So I thought about vaguely taking my English major and making like spark notes for books that are on the Canadian school curriculum. And then when I actually looked into what was already out there on the internet, I found BookTube. What I have noticed is that there is very little Canadian literature on BookTube beyond Margaret Atwood. Margaret Atwood is not the only Canadian author that Canada has ever produced, ever. She's not. There are plenty of amazing Canadian authors that just do not get mentioned because, I don't know why they don't get mentioned. They're amazing, they're brilliant. And so this summer, for the month of July, because Canada Day is July 1st, I will be doing a Canadian authors segment, and in the future I would definitely like to plug more Canadian authors as I come across them and just fangirl about all the Canadian authors, because they deserve recognition on BookTube and they deserve to be read more widely. So that's what I would bring to BookTube, I think. I guess I'm most excited to make connections because I realize that I am not going to be in school forever, and a lot of the people that I know, like my close friends and my family, are not quite as into literature as I am, so making connections with this community will allow me to keep talking with people all over the world about books that I love and that they love, and just keep me engaged and critically thinking. I guess I love reading because you can go anywhere. Like, you can escape into like a fantasy world, you can read about some really sick and twisted people, you can feel really smart if you're solving a mystery and you figure it out from the clues. Like, it's just, there's so much potential in every book. And then there's also the more critically engaging texts where you get to think critically about what an author is doing. Like, if you've read Winterson's Sex and the Cherry, she's parodying and just pulling at a lot of like fairy tales, other literary works, and so reading stuff like that, you can feel really connected if you've read the other pieces, and it's reading just, it makes you feel smart and it makes you think critically, and it's awesome. I think the series that got me into reading like by myself would be the Bailey School Kids series. Those were the first books that they were chapter books that I read by myself. Like, the more adult books that I guess really got me into reading were probably the Tamarae Pierce Song of the Lioness series. By that point I could already read by myself. It wasn't like an adventure in reading, it was just more enjoying reading. I feel like the hardest thing for me, because I don't normally vocalize my thoughts on books, is being articulate. Like, actually being able to make a sentence without saying or like, or taking a really big pause because that, do you know what I mean? Like, I like learning to think quickly on the go, because I realize a lot of the channels that I probably watch are edited together well. They've been doing it long enough that they feel comfortable in front of the camera. So yeah, I think the hardest thing to overcome is just the uncomfortableness and the awkwardness that is talking to a camera. Like, I mean, currently my sister is sitting behind the camera so that I have a person to talk to, because it's just so awkward sitting and looking at a camera and talking to yourself. The biggest challenges, I guess, for me would be getting over the awkwardness of being on film and becoming more articulate, like actually being able to voice what I want in a coherent manner that is video appropriate, because when you're actually having a conversation with someone, pauses are okay. But if you're watching a video and there's just a pause like that, you know what I mean? Like, you're like, come on, you had the technology to edit it together. So thank you for watching my BookTube newbie tag. Yeah, it's been interesting. It's kind of interesting to reflect on BookTube and like my first 2 months on BookTube. So yeah, this was kind of cool. I will link the original tag in the description. If you want to check that out, see the original. I did skip a question because I didn't want to do it. So thank you for watching. Bye.